Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be speaking about the match between Barcelona and Girona. Barcelona have been able to defeat Girona 4-1 at Barcelona's home. The Estadio Olímpic was going crazy. The audience was going crazy. The atmosphere was insane. Barcelona do seem like they are the best team in the world. You do not have to be a Barcelona fan to be saying stuff like this. You just have to be a football fan. When you do see this team, you can understand why this Barcelona team, it is very special. This is a team that can dominate you from the very beginning and just shut down the game. If not, if Barcelona do go through some struggles in the first 45 minutes, they always find a solution for some reason. It did seem like going into the second half that this was going to be a very difficult match. Barcelona were winning 1-0 as we went into the second half, and then Girona scored their goal on the 53rd minute. But then Barcelona came back once again. They smelt the blood. They found the weakness of Girona. They saw that Girona were afraid, and Barcelona did not apologize, nor did they give Girona any grace. They said, okay, we found the weakness, now let's attack this weakness. And Barcelona scored 3 goals within a span of 25 minutes in the second half, with 2 goals coming from Lewandowski and a goal coming from Ferran Torres. I don't know if you guys want to count Lamine Yamal's free kick or his goal, because it was considered as an own goal. There was a huge deflection, and that was basically it. But it's okay. Barcelona did what they had to do. We got the job done, and Barcelona do lead in La Liga with a total of 3 points going up against Real Madrid. Of course, there's always that possibility where we can extend our lead to 6 points once we get to the Clásico. I believe that in this game, Barcelona have showcased dominance and tactical superiority, and extending their winning streak to 9 games and solidifying their lead once again at the top of the table. Over the past 3 years, before Hansi Flick, there has been so many games where we saw Barcelona go down 1-0 and it stayed 1-0, or Barcelona winning 1-0 and then it ends up going to a 2-1, where Barcelona end up losing the game because they lowered their confidence, because they were afraid. They were afraid of getting attacked. But this team, it bites back. Hansi Flick knows how to make this Barcelona team react to whatever situation they go through. And so let's go through some key events about this game. Barcelona did assert dominance early in the match, leading also to an own goal on the 43rd minute after it was deflected by Lamine Yamal's free kick. At halftime, the score was 1-0, like what we did discuss. Barcelona in the first 30 minutes had 74% of the possession, so we assumed that because Barcelona had 74% of the possession early in the game, that it should have been 2-0, it should have been 3-0, but it was 1-0 going into the second half. And then on the 53rd minute, Girona equalized with a goal coming from Danjuma, and he shot the ball, curled it over Szczesny, and it was a goal. Let me tell you guys, in the way that Barcelona conceded here, this was completely Ronald Araujo's fault. I do not like to shame Araujo. I do not like to shame any of our players, but in this specific sequence here, with the way that Barcelona got scored on, it was Araujo's fault. Araujo was the one that received the ball. He made a through pass, and that through pass went nowhere, only for Girona to win the ball in the midfield. They went onto the counter, and Araujo failed to mark his attacking man. It is the exact same type of sequence that we saw up against PSG last season. I don't know what it is about Ronald Araujo and his on-the-ball movement and his decisions, but that does need to improve. In terms of our best defensive setup, right now it is Inigo Martinez and Cubarsí. They have to be there in the middle. Araujo, he is great, right? We do see him as a leader, somebody who is strong, tall, etc. But in terms of him having the ball and needing to make those distributing passes into the midfield, Araujo is not that player. The player that I do prefer to have over Araujo right now is either Cubarsí or Inigo Martinez. Araujo should be nowhere near starting in our defensive line. Yes, he does have great defensive qualities like tracking back, like 1v1 duels, but this Barcelona team does depend on great ball distribution from the back, because we do have a very high defensive line. Those balls need to make it to either one of our players like Pedri, Frankie, Gavi, Fermin, whoever is there. Those balls have to be met, and with Araujo, there's always that 40 to 60% chance that it may or may not make it. And unfortunately for Barcelona in this sequence, they conceded. However, Barcelona regained the lead on the 61st minute with Lewandowski with a very acrobatic finish, making it 2-1. His goal was amazing. The way that he lifted up his leg, the ball hit his leg and went straight into the goalkeeper's legs. It was a world-class finish coming from Lewandowski. And then came the 77th minute, where we saw Frankie de Jong going through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players, showcasing his ability to become a very important midfielder for Barcelona, showcasing that no other midfielder can do what Frankie does. He was relentless in that dribble. He finally found Lewandowski open, he received the ball and shot the ball to the bottom right corner. It was a great counter-attacking sequence from Frankie de Jong. And then Ferran Torres came in, showed up, he scored on the 86th minute and finished off the match. Just like that, in 25 minutes, they scored 3 goals and overcame Girona's defensive setup. And so because of this goal coming from Ferran Torres, in terms of non-penalty goals in La Liga this season, Ferran Torres has more than Vinicius with a total of 9. Vinicius has 8, and Torres has played 1,000 less minutes. That's very, very interesting. And because of Lewandowski's 2 goals, Lewandowski now has 40 goal contributions this season. season with 37 goals and 3 assists. Overall, Barcelona have been unbeaten in the last 20 matches with 17 wins, 3 draws, and 0 losses. They have outscored their opponents 65-20 in those games. This is freaking outstanding coming from Barcelona. In terms of the overall stats, Barcelona have maintained 69.4% of the possession against Girona. Girona had 30.6 shots on goal. Barcelona had 9. Girona had 2 shots attempted, 21 for Barcelona. Girona had 4. I'm going to be talking about the individual performance in just a few minutes, but I firstly want to talk about what Hansi Flick said about the overall game performance. And so this is what he said, and I quote, "This is exactly what I love about my team. They always want to score goals. When you watch our counterattack, I didn't just see the striker or the attacking midfielder, but even Frankie de Jong was running really fast. I think about 90 meters or something. I even spoke to Frankie when I arrived at the club and he was injured. He's improving every day and he's been great for the team." Then he also stated, "There's still a long way to go before El Clásico. We'll have to show our strength and it won't be easy. This league season can throw some nice surprises and that's good for the competition." Then he spoke about Lewandowski and he stated, "I know Lewandowski wants to win the Pichichi, but the important thing is that the team wins. At the beginning of the season, I gave him my full confidence and I'm so proud to see that Lewandowski is where he's at today at the age of 36 years old. Like, this guy is not 32, 33, or 34 years old. We brought this player at the age of 33. It's insane. And the fact that he is still in the conversation of potentially becoming the best goal scorer in La Liga this season at 36, it is insane. It is probably one of his best seasons that he has had in his career. Of course, he had an all-time high at one point in his career by scoring 55 goals and 9 assists in 47 matches back when Hansi Flick coached Bayern Munich in the 2019-2020 season. But keep this in mind, Lewandowski's best season for Barcelona is in this season. He has already beaten the previous 2 seasons with FC Barcelona goal-wise. Last season with Barcelona, he has had 26 goals and 9 assists in 49 matches. It's really not a lot. And then in the first season with Barcelona, back in the 2022-2023 season under Xavi, 46 matches, 33 goals in 8 matches. And right now, like I've said, 36 goals, 3 assists in all competitive competitions. I also do want to shout out to Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin is showcasing in every game and in every opportunity that this guy is here to stay. Like, this guy looks really solid. We know that Alejandro Balde is at the best moment of his life, but you better bet that Gerard Martin is going to give Balde a run for his money. At the age of 23 years old, he's looking like he's going to be having a long-term stay. In this match, he had an assist and assisted Lewandowski. He had 83 touches, 3 passes into the final third, 1 out of 1 accurate long balls, 3 clearances, 1 headed clearance, 6 recoveries, and 1 interception. And he's very solid at the back, which is ultimately the most important thing as a left back. As for Pedri was also amazing with completing the most passes in this match, which was 81. He was also the most fouled player, which was a total of 3 times. There's a reason why he continues to be one of the most fouled players at Barcelona, and that is because every opposition that we go up against, they always want to take the ball away from Pedri. But 99% of the time, you cannot take the ball away from Pedri. Pedri is just a press-resistant monster. You try to press him, he gets away. You try to go on a 1v1 duel and try to fight for the ball while the ball is dead on the field. No one has it. Pedri wins 99% of the time. I mean, like, bro, there was a moment in the match, it was early, like in the first 25 or 30 minutes, where the ball was going into our defensive third. We had to track back, and Pedri was able to beat one of his markers that was going up against him and regain the ball and forced Barcelona on the counter, and the stadium went wild because Pedri is everywhere. This guy knows how to win balls in the air and also on the ground. With 117 touches in total, this guy for sure is the most involved player at Barcelona. He is the heart, with also 2 out of 4 successful dribbles, 16 passes into the final third, 6 out of 8 accurate long balls, 7 recoveries, 4 interceptions, and 6 out of 12 ground duels won. It is amazing. Unfortunately for Lamine Yamal, he could not score nor provide an assist, but he still had a great game, completing the most dribbles, which was 3, hit the woodwork 1 time in 7 total shots, and won the most duels, which was a total of 8. Gavi also started with Pedri and Eric Garcia. We did discuss that, we should have seen a double pivot of Pedri and Gavi or Pedri and Frankie de Jong, because we all did assume that Rafinha was supposed to be starting. But the reason why Rafinha did not start and Gavi did play on the left wing yet again for the second time in a row after playing on the left wing against Osasuna is because currently, according to multiple reports, Rafinha is fatigued and he is tired. But this is very reasonable. It's very understandable. I understand why Rafinha is finally saying, okay, I need to rest because I'm starting to feel like some sort of tensions on my legs. It's because he has been playing in every game and has been playing in every minute. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen my previous video. It showed some stats on who has played the most minutes. Rafinha is in the top 5 at Barcelona. He has played like 3,600 minutes or something like that. It's insane. And not just that, but let's also talk about the quality of minutes. Every time he's on the field, he's not there to just walk around, wait for the ball, try to look for a tap in. No, Rafinha is somebody who hustles. He defends, he attacks, he runs, he covers the most meters, he brings the heart. He's like Gavi, but in the attack. And so can you imagine Rafinha doing that with his work rate, his hustle, and then playing 3,000 plus minutes already into this season with 2 more months left into the season? Of course, Rafinha is going to be fatigued. And this is one of the things that I want Barcelona to be very well aware of, because, oh my God, bro, these last 2 months are going to be very important. We cannot lose. We cannot tie. We have to win every match. Every match is a final in La Liga, in the Champions League, in the Copa del Rey. Everything is important. And one of the things that we have to take care of in order for us to continue to go down this road is to freaking make sure that no one gets injured, that no one is fatigued. If a player is fatigued, do not even put him in the squad list. Go send him to physical therapy. Go send him to wherever to go get massages or go relax on the beach, because we do not want you here knowing that you are fatigued and that you might potentially get an injury two weeks down the line and like 2 days before a match against Inter or something crazy like that. We don't want that. Rafinha, the fact that he hasn't played in the past 2 matches, it's okay. He has been available. Like, he was available in the match against Girona. He was on the bench, but Hansi Flick said, no, if you're fatigued, you're just gonna sit here, you're gonna dissect all of this atmosphere, positive energy and all of this, and just sit here and just relax. Okay, and that's good, because we have another very important game coming up in about 3 days already. On Wednesday against Atletico Madrid, which is currently 4-4. It is 4-4, guys. We were winning in this game at one point 4-2, but it is 4-4, and that game is important. We want to be alive in the Copa del Rey, and we're gonna need Rafinha. So obviously it made sense for Rafinha to be rested for the match against Osasuna and against Girona. And the fact that he still feels fatigue, it is okay. If he feels fatigue for the match against Atletico Madrid and he feels like he's not ready, or Hansi Flick does not feel like he is ready, then fine, screw it. Put some other player in. Put Ferran Torres in, or Pablo Torre or Gavi. Just continue with this starting 11. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if we start Gavi on the left wing position against Atletico Madrid. Maybe there is a reason why Hansi Flick has been placing Gavi on the left wing, is because he's preparing this player and this team to be accustomed to a false left winger and to be ready for the match against Atletico Madrid. I don't know about you guys, but I'm very pumped up. I'm very enthusiastic. I'm very positive about all of this, because honestly, as nervous as I am and as nervous as I was in this game, I honestly feel like no matter what, even if we're down 3-0 on the 70th minute, for some reason Barcelona can't come back. I just know that because this team has the fighting spirit. They have done this to us. They gave us the PTSD twice this season against Benfica and against like some other team. I forgot who it was, but one of them was for sure against Benfica. But bro, I have PTSD from the past 5 years. Like, for some reason, I always think that this Barcelona team is going to fail because of what we have seen under Xavi and under Koeman. Like, okay, like we're doing great, and then all of a sudden everything collapses. I have that type of PTSD. I don't know if you guys have that as well, but for some reason, I am slowly, like, I have that thought behind my mind where I just think that at some point, right, at some point this season, Barcelona just has to break, because we have seen this too many times in every season from 2015 all the way up until today. But for some reason, Hansi Flick proves us wrong time and time again. Yes, even as a culé, right, as a culé, me, right, as a Barcelona fan that has been a Barcelona fan since the day I was born, since the day I came out of the hospital in San Francisco, I have been a Barcelona fan. And sometimes I do think that, you know, this team is going to fail us, but this goes down to the mentality that the players do have. Maybe they also feel the exact same way, but with Hansi Flick, he's going to get us through. So I am ready. I'm ready for this match against Atletico Madrid. I'm ready for the next upcoming matches. I want to defeat Dortmund. I want to destroy them, not because it's on a personal, it is because it is on a personal level, but also because this Barcelona team needs to win. Because if we don't, can you imagine if we don't win in these games? Like, bro, like, can you imagine we lose the match against Atletico, we lose the match against Dortmund? What was all this for? We played such beautiful football, such beautiful attacking football. It would be embarrassing for us to just finish with a Spanish Super Cup. Hell no. We must go for, at the very least, 3 more titles. So let's do it, right? That is how I'm going to be ending this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.